style this development some width and height. Boxes width is equal to 200 pixels, height is equal to 300 again 200 pixels. And then if I look at boxes in this portion, within each of this, I'm going to color it with background color. So we have three boxes next to each other. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to make all these things getting overlap with each other. Meaning I'm just going to say position absolute. Okay.
Okay.
So all these things get overlapped. Okay. Actually, there are three developments.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. It just got overlapped, and the last development is blue color. Okay. So only blue is visible to you.
Yep.
I'm going to create three buttons.
Okay.
ID equal to button underscore red. Value equal to red. And I'm going to create three of those again. And it will be blue. Yeah. Blue. Red. And if I refresh here, it won't come. The reason we just have to set the position of these. It's just getting overlapped with the developments. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a common class for all these things. And here I'm going to say buttons position relative top. I'm going to say like 225 pixels. So we got three buttons here. Okay, so since I mentioned position of these developments to be absolute, the input tags was like lying behind those dashboards, meaning these developments. Okay, but now I made them relative, and then I'm setting the top position to be 225 pixel because height here is 200 pixel. Okay, so I'm setting it here to be 225 pixel.
Okay.
Okay. Now our idea is if I click on red div should come. If I click on green div should come. Okay. I'm not going to change the color of the div. Okay. I'm going to make that development visible and make the other development non-visible. Okay. I'm not going to change the color. Okay. So for this we need to write the on-click event for all these three input elements. So I'm going to say on click show underscore box. Here I'm going to say that function show underscore box. Also here I want to pass the this element here, this property, passing this property so that I'll get the exact DOM element which is being clicked on.
Okay.
It is just a brush up of stuff that we are doing. So
Yeah, yeah.
whatever you see, you will know all these things. Okay. Console.log DOM underscore element. So if I click on red, I get the red input tag. If I click on green, it gives me green input tag, and blue same way. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want to, if I click on red, okay,
Mm.
I want to get hold of the red div container.
Yeah.
Okay, for that, what I have done here is I have a ID for just increasing it here. So here for each button, I have a unique ID. Okay, in that unique ID, I have a name like button underscore red, okay,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
button underscore green, okay. So
Mm.
if I remove this button underscore, okay, I will be getting this red value, okay,
Yeah.
and this red value is ID here.
Mm.
So whenever you're developing applications, it's or you will be always ending up doing like this, okay, so that it's easy to get the other element. So they should have some relationship, and if it is like easy relationship like this, it will be good. Okay.
Okay.
Instead, I can have red itself. I can just take this ID and search for this ID red. But ID should not repeat twice. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And it's always better. So if this you know that this is button underscore red, like that.
Mm.
So here you can even have like div underscore red, so that to make it clearly understand when someone is looking at a code, or even if you are looking at your code like some 6 times, like 6 months back, it will be helpful. So it clearly differentiates. This is ID for button and this is ID for div element, and both of them are for the red color.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the ID of this element. So I'm going to say DOM element dot ID. Okay. So here if I click, when I click on red, it gives me button underscore red. Green, it will give me button underscore green. Similarly for blue, button underscore blue.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to split this. Okay. So from this string, I want to get only the portion after the underscore.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is going to split. Okay.
Mm.
So if I split, it gives me, it doesn't split. So if I just give split, it splits by space.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to give here underscore.
Mm.
Okay. So now if I split, it will split like button red. If I click on green, it splits into an array. Okay. So first element in it is button, second element is green. For example, here, if I say variable name is equal to Kadin money, okay, and if I say name dot split, so and then by space I'm giving, so it splits my name into two parts. So and it gives me an array as an output.
Mm.
Okay, so it has splitted this in the space, okay, and anything before that is the first element, anything after that is the second element.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if I have my name like Kadirmani Sukumar? Okay, now if I say split by space again, it gives me three elements in the array. Okay,
Okay.
so we have one space here, we have one space here.
It's
Okay,
calculating space.
it's taking up space, and then whatever is before that will become one element. Whatever is after that it will become the second element.
Okay.
Okay, and then gives us an array. Output is an array. Okay, so
Mm.
here we have button underscore red. Okay, so
Yeah.
if it splits button underscore red, the string, if it's gonna split by underscore, it should give me a array with button as the first element and red as the second element. Okay, and I can access the elements like using, no, it's an array now, so I can just use 0. I can just use to access this elements. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I've split it and I want the second element after splitting,
Yes.
second part of the word. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 1 because the array starts with 0. Array indices starts with 0.
Yeah.
So here, if I click on red, it gives me red. If I click on green, it gives me green. If I click on blue, it gives me blue. Okay. So now with this, I'm going to construct this ID. Okay. Now I have red with me. Okay. So I'm going to say here, whatever I got here, plus I'm going to concatenate it before, not after. So I'm going to concatenate div underscore plus like this. Okay.
Okay.
So if I click here, it says div underscore red, div underscore green, div underscore blue. Okay. So
Okay.
based on this, I have splitted it and then took the second part of the word and then constructing a new word. Okay. So that I will get these one of these ID.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So this I'm going to store it in a variable name, saying that div underscore ID, div underscore selected underscore ID. I'm going to put it in a variable. So this is console.log div underscore selected underscore ID. Click red, green, blue. Fine. Now I'm going to search the DOM element. So what I'm going to do is log it. I'm going to search with this element. So I can say document dot query selector. Okay, and then I can just give the, I can construct my string like this. See, basically you remember how we used to have query selector. For ID we should have hash and
Dash.
then
Yeah.
the class name, right?
Div
Okay.
underscore red. Yeah.
Yeah, so now class name is, the ID name is dynamic. So what we are gonna do is construct the string for us. Okay. So I can just
Okay.
say like div selected element ID like this. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Click on this, it will give that div element. It's in the behind, so it just, you will not able to see. It's just behind this blue box. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but what I want to do is I want to only show that element. Okay, and I want to hide the rest of the elements. Okay, so if I
Okay.
want to just show that element alone, okay, I can just click on, I can just use a property called display, but I want to hide the other elements as well. Okay, so
Okay.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the elements. Okay, so I'm going to say div underscore doms is equal to document dot query selector all. I'm going to select all the boxes. So I have the class as common, class box as a common for all these div elements.
Okay.
Okay, now if I print this,
Div underscore doms.
so if I click on red, div underscore dom, divs underscore dom. Click on this, it gives all the three div elements. Okay, basically that is what we have done. We have query selected all on class with class dot boxes. So there are three developments with query class as boxes. So it gives all those three in an array. Okay.
Okay.
Now what I'm going to do is create a for loop. I equal to 0, I less than div underscore toms dot length, I plus plus console dot log divs underscore toms of I. Okay, I'm just looping into each of the selected div elements now.
Divs.
So when I click on it, it individually iterates through all. So okay,
Okay.
and once I'm iterating, I'm going to print the ID also of each of the individual. Okay. So when I click on this, if I click on red, it prints all the div elements ID. Okay, because I'm looping into all div elements and printing their IDs.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to compare it with the element ID that I already have.
Okay.
So if I say div underscore selected underscore ID, it's gonna say true or false. So it says first I have clicked red, okay, and then for that it's true, okay,
Yes.
because first element is red.
Yes.
For others it says false and it twice prints twice,
Yeah.
okay. So what I am going to do here is gonna make this as a if condition.
Mm-hmm.
If this is true, okay,
Yeah.
make that DOM element visible, okay.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is divs underscore toms of I, okay, that is the current element, okay, dot style dot display is equal to block. Okay, block means it will show, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and else if it is not there, divs underscore toms of I dot style dot display is equal to none. Okay.
Okay.
So if I click on red now, it will show me only red. It will hide others.
Mm-hmm.
If I click on green, it will show only green, and similarly if blue, and you can just go on here and there. So it will just click on those boxes. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, this is how we are hiding things and showing few things. So that is how usually even a web page would have been created. Okay. Lot of websites what they do is upfront they will put lot of contents up, okay, and
Mm.
everything will be there in the entire body tag, okay, but for you you will be seeing only few of them, okay, based on your click or based on your interaction with the DOM element, few elements now, new few elements will be visible and others, the unnecessary one will be hidden.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the idea of it. Okay, usually, so now if you see, though only one box is visible to you, in the back end there are three boxes that are already available in the DOM element.
Yeah.
So here three boxes are there, but we are not showing it, we are showing only the element boxes.
Okay.
Okay, that is one idea which we generally use across whenever you develop a dashboard. Okay, meaning whenever you develop a web page, you will be constructing all which are required. Okay, and then you will show only few of them.
Okay.
Reason I took this is when we having some jQuery class, what we'll be doing is we'll be creating stuff like this. Okay, UL tag. Okay, not exactly this, but similar to this. Uh, I'm just going to say Tamil Nadu, Chennai, like this, and then I'm going to close this UL tag, and I'm going to create one more UL tag for, let's say, the AAP. So just going to say Hyderabad, though it doesn't belong to campus now. Vysakha, Visakhapatnam, for example.
Okay.
So if I look at my thing here, okay, what happens is in real world, you maybe they will be asking you to select with state first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you will not see the cities inside that. Okay, you will be
Yeah.
only seeing Tamil Nadu and AP. Okay,
Mm.
they will be hiding this in the backend now. Okay,
Okay.
once you click on Tamil Nadu, then you will get into select one city under Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
So you would have seen this in the drop downs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Select state and then select city. Okay, so that
Mm.
we will be doing it while learning jQuery, because there it is be more easy than doing it in JavaScript. That's why I don't want you to confuse. Okay,
Okay.
okay. So
Okay.
this is the but this is the logic that we'll be using it, hiding few elements and then showing only the relevant elements. Okay.
Okay.
So that is what we have done today. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let us move to basics of regular expression. Okay. Most of this we will finish it in console itself. This one. Okay. Introduction to this.
Mm-hmm.
What is a regular expression is? Regular expression is used across languages, not just with JavaScript. Okay.
Okay.
This helps in finding out stuff in a very big string. Okay. For example, if you have a string like this, okay. For example, just go, let's take this page. Okay. Okay. When you right click and say view page source. Okay. This is one complete string. Okay. You can, if you
Okay.
just go it, if you just save it in a, save it in a txt file. Okay. You just
Mm-hmm.
save it in a CSV. For the txt file, and if you're trying to read it this txt file somewhere, for it it's just a plain string, each one is one character. Okay, assume like
Yeah.
that. Okay, so for that it's everything is string.
Okay.
So what if we want to do some operations, check something in string? We'll, as a project, when we are going to do it in jQuery, I remember, hope you remember, we have said we'll be validating a form. Okay, so when you click on a form and the person will be asked to enter an email address. Okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
okay. In that, we want to check whether at symbol is there or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for example, here here I'm going to create one basic input type equal to text. Okay, and here I'm going to say enter a email ID. I'm just clicking it and nothing. So we just have a email ID call, email ID text field. So if I'm just saying that, for example, Kadir at xyz.com. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we want to check whether it's a real ID or not. Not real ID in the sense whether this makes sense. Whether, see, this is not a email ID for sure.
Yeah, it's valid or not.
Yeah, so that we can check it either by looking at symbol. Okay, that is a very
Okay.
basic stuff that we can start with. So I'm
Okay.
just going to give an ID to it, email underscore ID.
Mm.
Okay, so here I'm going to type. I'm just making value base default value to be Kadir at xyz.com. Document dot query selector and yeah, email underscore ID.
Mm.
So it gives me, and we can get the var okay, undefined. Okay, one second. HTML will give me. How will I get the value of it? I just got used to jQuery for this
Mm.
sentence like this. Okay, dot values. Okay, so in jQuery use dot val of parentheses, but always got used to that.
Okay.
So I have the value with me. Okay,
Mm.
so
Mm.
now I want to check whether it's a at whether it has a at symbol or not. Okay, we have seen this before. We can find a character, use find operation within a string to check whether there is any character in that or not. Okay, or I can
Mm.
even use let's say I'm just saving it to a name. So variable email is equal to, so I can just say email dot index of at
Yeah.
index. We'll just go back to our basics. We had did we store the string once? No. Okay. Achha, so still I didn't save the thing. Sorry. So I'll have to save the value of it. So now if I click on email, earlier it was the DOM element.
Okay.
So it says index of is not available. Okay. So, so here now if I say it says 6. Okay. So anything other than -1, if which means that that element is there in that string. Okay. At is there in
Okay.
the string. Okay. So what if I want to go further? Okay. So this with just of index of we can achieve. Okay. Let's
Mm.
try to achieve the same thing with the regular expressions. Okay,
Okay.
so the way we do it in regular expression is, okay, the way that we do this, usually you start with two slashes. Okay, okay,
Mm. Mm.
write your conditions within this slashes. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and then say dot test of something. Okay, so
Mm.
here you can give the string here. Within this you want to give the string which you want to test. For example, if I say ABC here and I want to say check whether B is available now. Okay, so
Mm.
clicking on that, it will say B true, which means that it just searches for this word inside this string, and if it is there anywhere, okay, it will just print true. And if I'm going to search E, it just give me false because E is not there.
Okay.
I can also search for a substring. I can just search for AB, it will give me true. Okay. But if I search for AC, it should give me false because ABC is what is there. AC is not there. Okay. So
Okay.
substring also it searches. And I can go search for ABC also, it should give me true. Okay.
Okay.
Whereas reverse will not be true. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is just one character, it search for anywhere in the string. Okay. If it is two character, it search for that substring in that string.
Okay.
Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
even if I give space, it will not take
Mm-hmm.
because it just search for the word A, B, C. So if I give space here, it will give me true.
Okay. It searches continuously.
Yeah, it just search for the exact match within these two slashes. If there
Okay.
is no any special characters, basically here in this we don't have any special characters. Okay, it's just a plain alphabet. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so here for our example, okay, I can just search for. So already we have it in a name called email, right? In a variable called email.
Yeah.
Okay, I can just search for at. Okay, it gives me true, or else I can search for .com, so it will
Mm.
also give me true. So either of these, mostly at is preferred. Okay,
Okay.
okay, at will be preferred.
Mm-hmm.
And there are multiple other conditions that you can check. Okay, it's just not at. So for example, just we can use we can when we are doing the real project on this form validator, we'll
Mm-hmm.
also check whether some .com or something is there or not. For example, here I'm just saying let's see the MO. Yeah. So here, what I'm going to search for is searching for two conditions. Okay. Okay. I want to check whether there is at symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And also I want to check whether .com is present
Okay.
after at. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
three conditions primarily we are checking. One is whether I have at symbol in my string and whether at symbol is followed by .com.
True.
Okay. So that's when this special character star is going to help us. Okay. So the way it helps us is, so it looks for some word, some character at in the string. Okay. And star means there can be anything in between at and .com.
Okay.
Ignore all those which are in between at and star .com. So here star means it can have any value between these two. The string can have any value, any string or any number between at and .com.
Okay.
Okay, so in our case we have XYZ. Okay, so
Mm.
it will just ignore it.
Yeah.
So star means anything. Okay, so if I just blindly say star here and then say test email. Okay, when star alone I will not able to use. It just gives a special character error. Okay, so ideally star means anything after that, okay, you would ignore kind of, okay, and then we are saying anything between at and .com, ignore it and check whether this condition is true or not. So here in our case it is true, so we have checked the three conditions, whether at is there, whether .com is there, and whether at is following .com. So in our case here, if I say .com in before Kazir.com at okay, I'm going to store the email. I'm just going to get the email once again. The email value now is Kazir.com at. Now if I search this, it's going to give me at.com true. I don't know. I just have to check out this. Okay, I'll just get to this again. It's giving true that something strange that is happening. Okay.
Mhm.
So basically, we are checking for two conditions. So one is Kadir at is there and whether we have .com and we have in between some values. Okay. Email just took some time. Okay. Now there are few more conditions that we can check with regular expressions. Okay, so those are, I'm going to introduce few. Okay, we are, while developing passwords, we might have seen that it will ask for you to enter some characters, meaning enter some numbers. So password, it says let it be combination of numbers and strings, characters. Okay, so Gmail sometimes restricts sometimes, right? So you should have some numeric value in your password. It can't just be plain alphabets. So it should be alphanumeric.
Yes.
Okay, so for that we can check. We'll be checking again backend using regular expression. So example here, I am just going to create input tag for password. Enter the password. ID here is password. I'm just going to say ABC. Okay, and then I'm going to do B. And then similarly way I got the email, I'm going to get the password as well. Variable password is equal to document type. Password is equal to document query selector hash. What is the name that I've used?
Password.
So check password, it gives me ABC. So I want to check whether number is there, any numbers are there in the password. Okay, so the way that we do is we can just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the numbers. Okay, and then this crude way of doing it, there is an elegant way that I'll teach you now. So in the password, it says false because nothing is there in the no digit, no number is there in this password. So if I have one here, okay, and again if I take the password value, again I test it, and somehow this one it's not taking the updated one. What is password? So I can just say, the elegant way of doing it is putting it in a square bracket, okay, and just saying 0 to 9, okay, and then take it with password. It will say true, okay. That is the elegant way of doing it. This is just a approximation. You're just giving all the numbers, okay. So here, if you put it in bracket, it means that any value, any number between 0 and 9 is there or not. Basically, that is the numbers that we have, right, overall. So that is the combinations of numbers that we can get, 0 to 9. Others are just
Yes.
combination of 0 to 9. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is how you test. So you can test whether the values are between 0 to 5 as well. Okay, right now it
Okay.
says true. Okay, so if you can test it, for example, I have a string with pass 8 9. Okay, so it will give me false because it just checks for number between 0 to 5. Hello. Okay, and then this is one type of checking whether numbers are there. Okay,
Okay.
and one more way of checking is whether it contains only number or it having other than anything other than number also. Okay, so as of now we have past 89, so we have numbers, we have characters, we have numbers as well. Okay, so what if we want to check whether the password is only numbers or not? Okay,
Okay.
so the way we can do it is just put character symbol and before that. Okay. So what character symbol does is it checks whether there is any other elements or digits or characters other than 0 to 5. Okay.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
prints true. For example, if I have 1, 2, 3, it will give me false because other than 1, 2, 3, we don't have anything else. Okay, even if you have 9, it will give me true. Okay, because I'm checking only between 0 and 5. So
Okay.
basically, in real world, you will be checking like this: 0 to 9. Check whether anything else is there other than numbers in the password.
Okay.
If it is there, alert the user saying, please enter a valid number or a valid password. This password is not correct. That we can alert the user. We can just put it in an alert message, check this condition, give it to the if statement, and alert the user.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is how you check whether, if you want to check whether numbers are there in the string, you can test like this. Whether you want to check either other than numbers, if anything else is there, put a caret symbol before that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is one. Okay, and few more is the same character caret symbol. If I put it outside the square bracket, remember we had square bracket there. Okay,
Yeah.
so now if I have it outside the square bracket, I'm just giving some character next to caret symbol. Okay, and then I'm testing it with let's say password, the string called password. Okay, so what this condition does is it checks whether the string is starting with pass character, this substring pass, or else to make it clear whether the string is starting with character p.
Mm-hmm.
So it will say true, and I'm checking whether it is starting with I, it will say false.
Okay.
So whether it's starting with capital P, no, it's false. So because it starts with small p, so if I have capital P, it will start with like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so caret symbol outside the square bracket means anything, it checks whether the string is starting with this condition, whatever you're giving it here. So here I'm going to say whether it's starting with pass. Okay, so it's false. So if I have small p here, it will give me true. So basically it checks whether the string that we are testing, okay, starts with pass. Okay, if it is starting with pass, it will give true. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
similarly we can check the ending as well. So for that we have to use dollar symbol. Okay, so this
Okay.
one checks whether the string is ending with d, so it
Mm-hmm.
is true. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I can go further and just check like this. It starts with pass. Okay, anything inside that. So I'm using the asterisk star symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then ends with D. Okay, it throws me some error. Why is that? I'll get back to this. Has some problem. Somehow today this is having some problem. This control. This basically checks dollar symbol to check it in the end, star symbol to check it in the end. Say in the front, character symbol. It will check whether the string is starting with whatever you are giving. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dollar symbol will check whether the string ends with whatever you are giving.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just basics of regular expressions. Okay, very
Okay.
basic. So whether your string starts with one character or not, whether it ends with one character or not, and then whether you can check whether the numbers are there or only numbers are there.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of other stuff. The combination of these will be there. So you can just, and you can create very complex regular expression. Okay, which I don't prefer you to go through it. It will be very complex. Look at this regular expression. Okay, so it
Mm-hmm.
actually checking for some condition. Okay,
Okay.
it is a combination of few things that we have learned so far, and there are multiple other stuff. Okay, but
Okay.
in regular day-to-day life, you will not use all these complex expressions. Okay, but you should know the basics of this. Okay, for example, here it says character symbol, which means that it starts with some. They're checking some condition. Okay,
Okay.
And here you can also check whether is there any digit, is there any alphabets between A and Z, it will say true. Okay, similar to 0 to 9 we had, right? So
Yeah.
0 to 9 will create a string called, check out whether any element in the string is there any number between 0 to 9. Okay,
Mm.
similar way A to Z will check is in your string is there any character between A to Z. Okay, and
Yeah.
also you can check for uppercase, so you can have it like A and Z, it will say false because no uppercase is there in your string.
Mm.
Okay, so you can combine all these things and create a complex regular expression, okay, which
Okay.
which which might look something like this, okay.
Okay.
But if you just know these basics, that is more than enough for you to start with, okay. Even I don't use much of regular expression in my day-to-day life. Okay, only in few instances I'll be using it. Apart from that, I just know the basics, and that is more than enough for you.
Okay.
Unless you go on to create do scraping or real-time, so there is something called natural language processing. Okay, so usually people tweet, right? Okay,
Mm.
so you get all the tweets with you. Okay, assume you have like 1,000 tweets with you. Okay, so you
Okay.
want to do some search on these 1,000 tweets. Okay,
Mm.
whether you want to search for a particular word or you are looking for some pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those we use regular expressions for natural. Just one example I'm saying natural NLP they call, okay, natural language processing. Okay, if you want, and if you have a very big, so usually people will have a lot of documents with them. Okay,
Okay.
in terms of TXT files. Okay, if they want to perform some search operation across these with a complex query, they use regular expression.
Okay.
Okay. Apart from that, you won't use much, but basics you should know. Anywhere, any language, regular expressions will be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's for today, and we are winding up JavaScript. Okay. Basics I have covered. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna brush up, meaning go to the notes.md and the topics I haven't updated. I will have to update few more. Okay. Uh, we have covered animation using set interval. This is one thing that we have covered. Basic animation. Okay. Today we have covered regular expression basics again. Basics of regular expression. Defense we have covered. Uh, they move on hiding elements, and then we have covered introduction to regular expressions. Okay. So, so just to brush up, we have covered what are pop-ups. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have created a calculator example where we have introduced a function, we have introduced if conditions there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have created a bar chart where we played around with arrays.
Yeah.
And then we have seen what is an external JavaScript file. Okay.
Yeah. Mm.
And then we have seen in detail about array methods. Okay.
Yeah.
Array methods is like checking dot index of and then
Yeah.
finding an element of all those stuff. And we have created bunch of checkboxes, and based on the whatever user has clicked, we have displayed few of them: Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad, and we had a select all button as well there. Okay,
Yeah.
and we have introduced JavaScript objects, and we have created a table using plain JavaScript. We had a user data. So we had user data like hobbies, age, like that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then we have unused animations. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we just had a small demo on hiding elements. Okay. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
new concept, just with the concept that we know already, and we have just introduced regular expressions. Okay,
Okay.
so this is the content so far. Variables we have seen now, different types of variables,
Mm-hmm.
string, number, float, integer, and then arrays. We have seen objects. Okay, so variables and making it as data types. So we have seen all the data types. We have seen Boolean, true or false. We have seen integer, float, array, dictionary, and there is object. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we have seen what is functions as well. Okay. In loop statement, we have seen for loops. Okay. So I have
Yeah.
not covered while loop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have not covered while loop, and if time permits, we will cover, because for loop is what mostly generally used. Okay, yeah, instead of covering while loop, I want to spend the time in some more demos. So I
Okay.
think that is okay with you, right?
Yeah.
And then conditional statements, if condition, and nested if we have seen. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Math operator, we just started and I stopped it. Math.sign and math.exponential I was about to take last class. Since I thought it's gonna be more complex to you, I stopped it there, and that's the reason I didn't continue it also this class. Remember, we started with sine wave, we'll start
Yeah.
trying with, and then I stopped it. I felt that that might be complex to you, so I just stopped it. Okay,
Okay.
maybe
Mm-hmm.
we will revisit it again if we have time. Okay,
Yeah.
and then selecting DOM elements, we have seen get element by ID by class and all, and
Mm-hmm.
also we have seen query selector.
Yeah.
Event handlers, we have seen on click, we have seen on mouse over, mouse down,
Sorry.
right
Yeah.
right click and all. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
arrays we have seen, and basic animation using set interval.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Mm-hmm.
is what high level what we have done so far. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we have around covered around 10 classes so far. Okay,
Okay.
so with
Mm-hmm.
that I'm stopping JavaScript part. Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Few things I have stopped, meaning few things I have not covered. For example, in query selector, I didn't cover my complex query. Okay, like parent-child relationship kind of thing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that we are gonna cover it in jQuery.
Okay.
Okay, along with jQuery, we will learn all those things. So I don't want to push I don't want to cover like a topic wise. Okay, I just want to give some basics, and we should play around with some demos, and then we should understand the basics, and then we should go to the complex. So now I hope you have overall idea of what is JavaScript. If you can look at a JavaScript, you can understand what it is, right? At least you will know this is a statement for, this is a for loop, this is a if condition, like that.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
This regular expression. Okay. Uh, so you are comfortable now, right, with JavaScript?
Yes.
We can just go ahead to the next jQuery session from the next class whenever. Shailaja will tell you when is the next jQuery class. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I
Okay.
want you to spend at least 1 or 2 days in brushing up JavaScript.
Yeah. And yeah, even I'm thinking same. Are you
Yeah,
going
I
to take a class to Suresh? I mean, yesterday when
that either Prashant, I'm not sure. So
Prashant.
that is what Shailaja is checking out.
Okay, if you are
This
going to
weekend I'm
take a
not
class.
taking. Yeah, this weekend I'm not taking it,
Okay.
and I'm not sure as well. She has not confirmed it.
Okay. If you are confirmed, so might be I'll be joining if it is possible. So I can rewind it again. So I thought like,
Yeah you can just check with Shailaja on that. I don't have any problem.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought
Okay.
if you are
Yeah.
going to, yeah.
Yeah. If I'm going to give the same, I'll be giving the same steps to them as well. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we'll be covering only all those things. And if you want to listen to it again, well and good. I'm okay with it. Anyway, with timings, you can just check with Shailaja. Okay,
Okay,
because
okay,
even I don't know whether I'm going to take it or not.
okay.
Okay.
If it is, yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So if it is, you will not able to contact me directly. That's what I'm saying. You can contact
Mm.
me because you don't have the contact information of mine, right? So you
Yes, I
can
don't
just
have.
directly, yeah, you can just contact Shailaja and check whether I'm going to take it or not.
Yes, yes, sure.
And she will able to tell you the timings as well, if at all I'm
Okay.
going to take it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, no.
Okay,
Okay,
sure,
okay, Kadir.
sure, Vishnu.
Mm.
We'll get back. I think it might take 2 days again to get back because we want to give you some time to understand JavaScript before we are jumping into jQuery.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so I'm not sure whether Monday again we will be connecting or not. So you can check with Shailaja. She will know when will be the next class.
Okay, sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah. So just one feedback I want to get it from you before
Mm.
we wind up. How are you feeling the course content or the way that I teach or the examples that I take? I just want a very frank feedback. Don't mind even abusing me.
There is nothing to abuse you.
No, I just want a frank feedback so that next time when I'm starting with jQuery, right?
Yeah, it's
So
fine.
I will stop if there is some mistake. I will try to rectify. That's the reason I'm asking a feedback from you.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, Kadir. No
You
worries.
are okay with it, whatever
Yeah,
the way that I take.
yeah, yeah. Fine. Absolutely fine.
Okay, you are able to get concepts, right? That is main. So leave about the topics that we cover or something, but whatever you are listening, you are able to grasp it at least, right? That is what
Y-
main.
Yes, yes.
That is more important. That's why you're paying as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So that should be there. See, all these demos, is it helping to you? The toy examples that I'm taking.